Hello YouTube divers, this is Water 122 and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Magic Metal Mondays. So today we are going to be ranking the 5 studio albums from American prog Christian power metal bands Theocracy. So Theocracy formed in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was mainly a solo project from one Matt Smith, who's their current lead vocalist and their and their primary songwriter and lyricist. And I'm just gonna say right off the bat, the dude is excellent. He's an excellent musician. He's an excellent singer, and he's a great lyricist. Even though I tend to not really care for the religious themes that are present within Theocracy's lyrics, and that's mainly due to biased reasons because I'm not a very religious person. I'll spare you the details on that, but I'm not a very religious person, anywho. And it's not really something that I like to hear within power metal music. But Theocracy, I am willing to give Theocracy the benefit of the doubt because these guys make it up for their amazing songwriting, their amazing musicianship, and their consistently great discography. All 5 of their albums are at least 9 out of 10s. So, yeah, this is going to be a hard list to do, but let's go ahead and do it, shall we? So coming in at number 5, we've got their self-titled debut album from 2003, remastered in 2013. So, I say remastered because the version of this album that most people know is the 2013 remastered album, which admittedly sounds a whole lot better than the original 2003 version because, my God, is this album heavily overproduced. This is, without question, their most overproduced album, and without question, their most, boring album to date. There's a lot of filler across this album, and as a result, I don't really find this album engaging as some of their other releases. But I will give this album credit because this was the only album that Matt Smith literally did everything on. He handles all vocals on here, all drums, guitars, synthesizers, bass, you name it. He's done it. And, there are some really good songs on here. Ichthus, Mountain, The Victory Dance, and the 3 11-minute epic songs. You have The Serpent's Kiss, The Healing Hand, and my favorite song on the album, Twist of Fate. Definitely one of their best epic songs. And this was something that Theocracy consistently did on all of their records. They would always have a song that would exceed over the 8-9 minute mark at bare minimum. And on this album, there's 3 of them. Well, 3 11-plus minute songs, and goodness only knows just how many other songs that clips like 7 and 8 minutes. So as a result, I find myself tapping out on a lot of moments on this album, but definitely check out those 6 songs that I mentioned. They are all very good songs. So with that said, the self-titled album comes in here at number 5. Number 4, we've got the 2023 album, Mosaic. So this is the band's most recent album, and I really hope they do not stop here. I don't think they will, but there are so many great moments on this album. You have The Greatest Hope, which is without a doubt one of their best ballady-esque songs. Then you have some classic Theocracy-sounding songs like The Sixth Great Extinction, Flicker, Liar, Fool, Messiah, and the title track, Mosaic. Then you have a classic epic of theirs, Red Sea, which is a 19-minute opus. And I really like this song, but I find myself just kind of getting lost within that huge instrumental breakdown within the middle. Like, the beginning's great, and the ending fade-out is great, but just in the middle sections, I feel like the band is just kind of showing off a little bit. They're not really taking advantage of this song's lengthy runtime, but the positives on this song definitely outweigh the negatives. Then you have Anonymous, which is one of the weirdest prog power metal songs I've ever heard, but in a good way. I think it has a very infectious riff that will get into your head. every single time you hear it. I really like this song. And then my favorite song on the album has to go to Return to Dust. This is without question one of their most bombastic songs. This is without question one of their most epic sounding songs. This is just a fantastic song and definitely one of my favorite Theocracy tracks in general. But overall, Mosaic, a very nice album. And I hope the band continues to make more records after this. It took 7 years for this album to follow up Ghost Ship. Hopefully it doesn't take that long, but we'll see. So with that said, Mosaic comes in here at number 4. Number 3, we have the band's sophomore studio album, Mirror of Souls, from 2008. I think this is a very popular record amongst the Theocracy fan base, so I think this record might be a little bit controversial, in terms of like where I placed it rather. But that's mainly because I just enjoy the two albums that are ahead of it a little bit more. This album is a massive improvement from their debut album. This album took 5 years to follow up their self-titled album, but man, this was worth it. There are so many great songs on here. You have On Eagle's Wings, A Tower of Ashes, Bethlehem, The Writing in the Sand, the 22.5-minute beast of a title track, Mirror of Souls, which obviously is one of their best songs. But my favorite song on the album has to go to Laying the Demon to Rest, a mini epic, so to speak. I think this song is about 8-9 minutes long, somewhere around there. But yeah, this song is just amazing. It's very bombastic and it's epic. It's just everything you could ever want in a Theocracy song put into one. So, yeah, I can't really complain much about Mirror of Souls. This is a great album. Comes in here at number 3. And now we get to number 2 with the 2016 album Ghost Ship. Holy jeez, what an album this is. Every song on this album just absolutely hits. From these last 2 records are just absolutely flawless, in my opinion at least. And Ghost Ship is without a doubt one of their best albums. Every single song hits like a freight train. There's a lot of juicy riffs and virtuosic solos across this thing. Matt's vocals are just once again at the top of their game here. You have the title track, Ghost Ship, The Wonder of It All, Around the World and Back, which is one of, if not their best, ballady-esque songs. Then you have A Call to Arms, which is fantastic. Paper Tiger to kick off the album is just one of the greatest musical sequences you will ever hear from that. From the verses to the pre-chorus to the chorus, it is just like a well-done steak. It's so good. Then you have the 10-minute epic Easter, which is another one of their best epic songs and a great album closure for that matter. And then you have my favorite song on the album, Wishing Well. This is probably the band's most bombastic, their most overproduced, but in a good way, song in their entire catalog. And yeah, I mean, Matt's vocals are just fantastic on here. The songwriting and compositional arrangements on here are just chef's kiss. Wishing Well, absolutely one of my favorite songs from Theocracy. Absolutely love it. So with that said, Ghost Ship comes in here at number 2. And now we get to number 1. Process of Elimination. If you're a Theocracy fan, you know what album is left. And that is the 2011 album, As the World Bleeds. Oh my goodness. What an absolutely amazing power metal album this is. This album is their darkest album, their heaviest album, their most evil sounding album, ironically enough, because they're a Christian band. But yeah, As the World Bleeds is just a freight train of an album from start to finish. This album very much reminds me of those late 90s Iced Earth albums with Matt Barlow on the vocals. Like, if you like records like Burnt Offerings, The Dark Saga, or Something Wicked This Way Comes, I think you will definitely enjoy this album, sonically speaking. But yeah, I mean, there is not a bad song on this album whatsoever. You have Drown, Light of the World, Hide in the Fairy Tale, The Gift of Music, which is just one of their most interesting out songs in terms of composition and songwriting. You have Nailed, which is just one of their heaviest songs overall. Then you have The Master Storyteller, which is freaking amazing. The closing 8-minute title track, As the World Bleeds, is so beautiful. But then you get the best song on the album, and in my opinion, the best song from Theocracy that I've heard so far. That is the opening 11-minute epic, I Am. This song is an absolute masterpiece. It is one of the greatest power metal songs in the modern era and possibly ever. This song just absolutely slaps from start to finish, and not once across the entire 11-minute song did I feel bored or unengaged or whatnot. This song is just perfect. If you want to write a quality prog power metal epic, I think I Am would definitely be one of the best examples. But, yeah, overall, As the World Bleeds is an absolutely incredible album, and in my opinion, it's definitely, it might grow to be one of my favorite power metal albums. Who knows? But, yeah, As the World Bleeds, masterpiece of an album, and, yeah, in my opinion, this is definitely the best Theocracy album. Alright, so with that said, that concludes this edition of Magic Metal Mondays. Thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterEye122 signing out, ready to dive into more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.